hey, look, I haven't got these traits. I'm not an extrovert. I'm an introvert. All this stuff. That doesn't really matter. The amount of people that go, I'm not an over-optimist. I'm not a pessimist. I'm just a realist. Yeah. Some people are trying to hold you back, and it's time to really think about it. Remember, your network is your net worth. Welcome back to our series on A players at work and how you can scale your income to 100k plus per year in any job. Now, I'm fascinated with, as a organizational psychologist and also scaling lots of A players. I've built 7 millionaires. I've built a lot of businesses around the world. And I'm fascinated with what makes certain people tick in a different way, a deep dive into psychology. So I'm going to share with you today some of their drivers of success. What sort of things do they have to really overcome in their career to achieve this high level income that I've seen from working with these people? What really makes them tick? What makes them different? Let's dive into it in this video. I'm Dr. Hayden, coach to very high income earners. At the core of every high income earner is a unique mindset, a blueprint that sets them apart. Now, I've done a lot of research, I've done a PhD. I'm not going to bore you with loads of academic jargon, but what the actual research says is that there's this argument between, is it someone's traits, which are very hard to change, and they tend to be, long things that can't be changed over someone's life? Or is it something else that is actually triggering success? And what the research actually shows is that even though traits are important, another factor, maybe even more important than traits, is how someone turns up on their day-to-day, their states. How confident are they? How is their energy levels? How optimistic are they? How resilient are they? These are the sort of qualities within people that people need to develop. But the problem is with states is they're very temperamental. So we need to look at different things that will trigger states in people and how you can be at a stronger state more often when you show up. Because when you are in a stronger state, guess what? There's something out there called broaden and build theory in research. And what this means is that your thoughts and your thought action repertoire expands. So the stronger positive state you're in, the more opportunities that you see, to cut it real short. So these are the sort of things that A players need to focus on. Not just getting caught up like, hey, look, I haven't got these traits. I'm not an extrovert. I'm an introvert. All this stuff. That doesn't really matter. Yeah. What really does matter is how you turn up every day. So here's the truth bomb. You don't need to be born with these traits. Psychology isn't just about people's traits. It's about how can you be developed and how can it be measured. And in this video, I'll show you how. So here's what high income earners do, the 4 pillars of high income psychology in regards to how they manage state. So a state is like an emotion, okay? If you could be pissed off one day, you could be happy one day, that's your state. What we are actually focused on is the next stage that comes before that. State-like is what the researchers like to call it. So number 1, the way of doing this is to focus on a topic called hope. Now, hope isn't about hopeful thinking. In science terms, hope is about goal setting and path finding. High earners always have a vision of success and a roadmap to get there. They're not wishful thinkers. They're action-oriented dreamers who create pathways to achieve their success. So you need to start replicating that as well so you can be an A player. Ask yourself, do you have a clear plan? Do you have a financial future? If not, what steps do you need to take to create one? Number 2 is self-efficacy. This is the belief of your ability to succeed. You see, a lot of people I speak to, they go, oh, Lewis, I'd love to start a business one day. I'd love to go and get a high-paid job one day. And I think, well, why don't you then? And they'll go, I don't think I've got it in me. Well, this is self-efficacy. Yeah, they have got it in them. It's just that they're surrounded by people that are pulling them down rather than pulling them up. And you'll hear all the stories and all the books, but the actual science term to this is self-efficacy. Look, people will always have setbacks. People will always have opportunities. In fact, if you see the setback as the opportunity, then that's where the growth is for you to go. But again, if you don't have that self-efficacy, then you need to work on it. So here's what I want you to do. Reflect on your past successes, no matter how small, how big, and build on them as your fuel. Right? There's evidence of you doing great stuff already. Remember that. Number 3 is resilience. Setbacks are inevitable. We spoke about that already. But what top earners do is they have this ability to bounce back. And you need to build that up. And the way that you do that is understanding is that failure isn't final. It's feedback, okay? So go and put yourself in more challenging situations and fail more often. Remember, every master was once a disaster. So you've just got to start. Go before you know. Have a go at some stuff. Number 4 is optimism. High earners have a positive outlook even in tough times. But it's not blind positivity. It's grounded positivity, realistic confidence, and adaptability. What that means is that they can reframe and be realist. The amount of people that go, I'm not an over-optimist, I'm not a pessimist, I'm just a realist. You're a pessimist if you're saying that you're a realist. There is such a thing as realist pessimism and realist optimism. So Here's a challenge for you if you want to build your optimism. How can you reframe a negative situation in your life so you can focus on the solutions instead of problems? Start thinking like that more often because your income is depending on it. So there was a lot to cover there. Wouldn't it be really useful that you actually had something like a worksheet that you could work through on that? Well, if you go into the description and click the link for the free ebook, you can get your own little workbook with those worksheets in so you can develop those 4 areas that we just spoke about in the video. Go and get that copy so you can start working on that and building it today so you can start to scale your income. So there is actually a mindset around this, there's a psychology around it. Now, a lot of people refer to, and it's quite scary actually, because this is the sort of stuff that universities teach, is based on Freudian psychology. So Sigmund Freud would say, hey, look, go and lie down and tell me about all your childhood problems and your parents was the problem, blah, blah, blah. It's the stuff that you see in most, university courses teaching things. But to go that next level, there's other schools of psychology. And one that I find fascinating is the school of Alfred Adler, Adlerian psychology. Now, Alfred Adler emphasized the power of goal-driven behavior. Your past does not determine your future. You can change what you want today based on the decision, okay? So stop thinking about, all the things that went wrong with you. Alfred Adler actually says that the challenges with people is there's 2 actual pinpoints of psychology. If you read his book, The Courage to Be Disliked, he says it comes from the feelings of superiority and the feelings of inferiority, which means that people want to have something wrong with them. I know this is real danger. That's why the book is called The Courage to Be Disliked. People want to have problems with them because it makes them stand out. The superiority. But the reason I'm saying this is that the more that you understand Alfred Adler and his psychology, the more that you can see there's different perspectives to psychology, whether you agree with them or not. If you want more information on this, by the way, you don't have to read the whole book. It's in the ebook as well. So go and grab a copy and have a look at that. Now, the reason this is important for earning 100K is that if you keep thinking, well, I can't make 100K because I'm from a poor family or I'm from an average family. So the past does not determine your future. And anyone that's doing that and giving the whole story about it is just trying to get that an emotional connection with you. Cut the bull. Let's just go straight for how we make more money from where you are today. And this is why Alfred Adler, Adlerian psychology, is a lot more useful. Now, people who have just watched that and listened to that may go, I don't agree with that, and they could turn off this video now. But it just goes to show that if you've got a bit of a victim mentality around it and your past is determining your future and why you can't be successful, you're on the wrong YouTube channel anyway. And if you are into that, depending on how you are today, then keep watching because you're in the right place. By the way, I want to hear back from you. Do you agree with what I've just mentioned about Adlerian psychology, by the way? Do you believe in Adlerian psychology or do you believe in Freudian psychology? I'm interested to know from you. Smash the like button if you agree with it and drop a comment in the box as well if you agree with the stuff we just said. Be interesting to figure out your feedback on what you think about Adlerian psychology. So enough theory, enough talk. I hope you learned some stuff from this because it's really important. This is the deep dive into psychology and the psychologists that have done the research before, so you can harness this to increase your income. Now let's get some actionable steps that you can take. Here's 3 steps that you can take today to cultivate this psychology of high income earners. Number 1, use the ebook to clarify your vision. There's a whole section in there talking about vision and writing your goals. There's a dream list, a bucket list, and there's also a f*** list. What that means is the stuff that you do not want to do, your absolute non-negotiables. This is not the part of life that you want to live. That's usually quite useful for somebody. So that's in the ebook as a sheet download, a blueprint. You can get that from the ebook in the description below. Number 2, build resilience. More small wins more often. Put yourself in situations where you can start to scale and grow and learn. Then ask yourself at the end of the day, the small wins. Yeah. Did you win the day? Make sure you're journaling and journal this. Did you win the day? Whether it's at night time or in the morning. And if the answer is yes, celebrate it more often with people. Share the news. And if not, identify the one thing that you can improve tomorrow. Number 3, you've got to surround yourself with the right people. You've got to have that power circle that influences your success. So just by watching this video, by the way, I'm a part of your power circle now. Yeah. What sort of friends do you need to get more of? And what sort of friends do you need to let go of that align with you achieving your financial goals and your career goals? Because some people are trying to hold you back, and it's time to really think about it. Remember, your network is your net worth. So the psychology of high income earners isn't about luck, and it's not about privilege. It's not about that Freudian psychology stuff. It's about what you can do today and take ownership of your future. It's about the mindset. It's about the habits. It's about the small wins more often, so you can develop those 4 areas of the A-player mindset. And you'll be amazed how far your career goes when you do this stuff week on week. You stick at it. In a month's time, you'll be in a different place. And in 12 months' time, all that will compound and you'll have a total different lifestyle in general. So it's up to you if you're going to make it happen. If you did miss the first video, what is the A-player's mindset and what you need to know, then you can go back and check that out as well. It's on the channel. And there's a recap of the stuff that we discussed in this today. And stay tuned for the next video in the series that talks about why mindset is the foundation for financial success, where we'll explore how to build a mindset that fuels consistent growth so you can keep growing and being exactly where you want to be in 1 year's time, 2 years' time, even quicker than that, really. You've got to have that right environment around you. Watching this video is a part of that environment as well. So thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video with someone else that you think this could add a lot of value to, that could level them up. And let's keep building your 6-figure income life together.